Good morning. I have with me Nigel Ray and Sue Simmons from the Felixstowe Photographic Society. They're going to talk about the society, its origins, what they do, a lot more than I ever thought. They're going to show some beautiful, beautiful pictures and some cameras. Good morning, Nigel. Good morning, Sue.
Morning, Patricia.
So I think, far away. How did it all get going? How does it start?
The society started in November 1948 when a group of people from Felixstowe got together and decided that they wanted to form a photographic society at that time. And they met in the Old Millers, which was a cafe, I think, at that time.
Yes, it was.
And we have the minutes here from the first meeting. Mr. Johnson was presided over the meeting. And Dr. J.L. Johnston proposed that the society should be formed in the town. It was seconded by Mr. Woodrow and carried unanimously. On the proposal of Sergeant Greystone, seconded by Mr. Flary, it was agreed the society should be known as the Felixstowe Photographic Society. And then 5 people were appointed onto the committee. Mr. Woodrow and Mr. Byam were kind of the leading lights, and we still have much coveted trophies and cups named after them, which are still competed for today. So this was the start, and then they had the next meeting on the 10th of December, and then it took off from then. So 1948.
1948, it's a long while.
Yes.
An awful long while.
Yeah,
we had celebrations.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And obviously, obviously the members, and what is the membership now?
The membership now is sort of mid-60s.
Right.
And it's increased since digital sort of became more popular.
Yes.
We have had an interest in membership.
Yeah.
I think 2 reasons. First of all, everybody's a photographer now. Everybody can take the pictures. And also, it's easier, I think, to get prints and digital projected images, shown.
Yes.
Because in the old days, you had to have a dark room and you had to do various things.
Yes.
Whereas now, it's easy. You can either go up to the local printers, or you can do it on your computer at home.
Yes, it's made it very, very easy.
It has, yes.
Very, very easy.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. So really, in a way, it's a good thing because it's obviously relaunched that interest in photography.
Oh yes,
hasn't it?
Absolutely.
I'll go back to when being a teenager and you used to have the little Kodaks and whatever, and you used to put the film in and you used to roll it on and then you used to click at the ends and take it out and
and you were more careful with your shots because you either had 12, 24 or 36.
My goodness,
but
yes,
now,
I know.
yes,
you can do whatever you want, can't you? It's just ongoing. So, what kind of cameras would they be using? Like
well,
1948?
It's interesting because the cameras were quite advanced at that time because, in the 1930s you had the Leicas, which are the small 35mm cameras, and then you had the twin lens reflex, the Rolleiflexes, which were very popular, and of course plate cameras as well. There were still a few plate cameras about. But interestingly, in 1948 was the launch of this camera, which is the Hasselblad, which is quite an iconic camera. It's the same cameras that were used to go to the moon, moon trips. They used the Hasselblads, and this was launched at the same time that the Felixstowe Photographic Society was started. And they've evolved this particular camera, but it's only just been discontinued after all that time. So this is what the sort of roll film cameras that some of the members with deep pockets might have been using at that time.
Would the members with not so deep pockets have had a box brownie?
I don't think so. I think they would have probably had maybe a Zeiss camera, roll film camera or something like that, with a compass shutter on the front, so you had to set the shutter. And in those days, you actually had to work out the exposure and the shutter speeds, whereas nowadays it's a lot of it is done for you in the camera.
Exactly. I remember my father had a Yashica, so am I right in saying that? A Yashica.
Yeah.
And that was his camera, and he was so proud of it. And he specialised a lot in. He did black and white pictures, really years after everybody was doing colour, because that's what he
Yes.
specialised
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
Fantastic.
stunning.
And monochrome is coming
Yeah.
back big time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
and
that's great.
he made a little darkroom. He had his own, and it was
Yes.
his hobby.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's definitely his hobby.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like my dad
Yeah.
in the cupboard under the stairs.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And that's where he is, and that's his little cabin.
I was just going to say where they hide away, and men can have some peace and quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a garden shed, but for a different reason.
Well, that's right.
There is something magical about having the 3 trays there, you know, the developer
yes,
and the hyper and
yes.
fixer, and then, you know, with the enlarger and dodging and
Yeah.
burning in, and then,
That's
you know,
right.
putting it into the, and then seeing the image appear. And I think
That's
Yeah.
it.
once you see that, you're hooked, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely are. I mean, occasionally I was allowed in, and I used to, you know, go in there with him, and saying that process, and then sort of pinning the pictures up,
Yeah.
and his little runner, you know, at the top,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And photo
That's
talk
it.
like dodge and burn. I
Yes.
didn't know what dodging and burning was.
No.
I do now.
No.
God, so brilliant.
And you had little things on wires, didn't you? Where little round things which would hold back the light, or
Yes, that's
you know,
right.
and let it in and whatever.
Yes.
Little tricks, and you shade little parts of the print with your hand, you know. So
Yes.
yes.
So cleverly done. So fantastic.
Well, I mean that's how you learn photography in the
Yeah.
darkroom. I mean,
Yes.
this is where you really learnt, you know. And if it wasn't right, why wasn't it right? You know.
No, that's
So you had to sort of get it right at the taking stage,
Yes.
which you
Yes.
still do really now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're still using those phrases for the computer, aren't they?
Yes. Yes, people think they can save it in the computer, but you've got to get it right in there,
Yeah.
right
On
from
camera.
the start, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got this camera going back to 1948. So how did that progress? What was the next sort of stage?
Well, the next stage,
Camera
we went into probably single lens reflexes,
Mm.
you know, this is a film one from the 60s. This is a Nikon, but Canon and
Yes.
various other makes of. So this was a classic roll film camera,
Yeah.
35mm, it had interchangeable lenses, which meant people could put wide angles or telephoto lenses on. And so these were quite popular in camera clubs, and then it's evolved in now. I mean, we're into cameras like this, which is but quite similar design, but it's got a flip out screen here, so you can flip it around layer, and it shoots high definition video. It still has interchangeable lenses and everything, but the camera has evolved. It still has the basic functions, but lots of help in there from it has all these modes so that you can put it on different modes if you want. So it's evolved a bit. And of course nowadays people are still using tiny little cameras like this or their phones and getting good shots.
Exactly.
So they're getting smaller and smaller, and who would have thought in 1948 that you'd have a camera the size of a Swan Vestas matchbox?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I use my
pocket.
phone for doing pictures, and again, it's probably that big. That's it,
Yes.
and I get amazing pictures of it. So, what can you say?
Well, no, because now there's going to be even better and better phones with cameras,
Yeah.
which mean that the small compact cameras will be, gone.
Gone, exactly. My goodness.
There you go.
How life moves on.
Yes.
How
Evolved
life
the
moves
technology.
on. So you've got your club, you've got your society. When do you actually meet?
We meet on Thursday evenings
Yeah.
from September to June in the Senior Citizen Centre, Broadway Centre in Orwell Road.
Yes. Yes.
Meeting starts at 7:30.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice venue.
Yeah.
Very nice venue for us.
Some nights in the dark it's too nice, isn't it? We have had to wake members up to tell them they've won a competition. But it is, and we average about 35 to 40 members a club night.
Yes, sometimes more,
Sometimes more.
but
Yeah.
and people look forward to coming out on Thursday and coming down, and we run such a varied and interesting series of meetings that people really like to come along, and they look forward to coming. It's good.
So what kind of age range have you got?
Well, the youngest is at college.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit of a jump up to,
Right. Okay.
so, but we don't have that many youngsters.
Mm.
I think we'd like to get more youngsters in. I think we would like to do
Which
that.
I think would be a good idea, because the academy now is running an A-level course for photography. My youngest daughter, actually started doing the course, but unfortunately she couldn't continue with it, and she got a GC SE. She got a good grade in that, and she's going to do her A level. And I'd love her to carry on a bit more, because I mean, she loves photography, so it'd be a good idea, you know, to encourage her to go.
Well, I think people can cherry pick from the programme what they would like. I mean, our studio nights, if they just want to come along and bring their camera and, sort of, use the equipment.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And we have a good tutor.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Tutors and talk to members who are advanced, because we do, for the competitions, we have the intermediate.
Yeah.
So if you're a raw beginner and feel a bit reluctant to sort of do competitions, you know you're not actually up there with the big boys, because they're all in advance. So that's a comfort feeling, really.
Of course
it encourages, because you can feel a little intimidated.
Yes, I'm sure you
so
can.
it took me a year to get the courage up to put a picture in.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're on a roll, because you start winning.
You've done it. You started.
You start getting points, and and you're learning all the time.
Yes.
And we now have in-house judges, but we have external judges as well coming along for the competitions now. That our members asked for that, and we listen to them. Yeah. And we've got external judges.
You don't have to enter competitions. I mean, a lot of people don't enter competitions.
Of course you don't.
So it's not all about competitions, but it's all about, as a society, we try and to kind of nurture people and guide them, give them interesting advice, and just try to broaden their horizons a little bit, and knowledge about photographers and the whole sort of photographic experience. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, they quite like that. So we can shortcut.
Yes, I mean, when they instigated the society, it was all about not only education but friendly society learning. So it was sort of learning, but also sort of being entertained. Educated is a funny, it's perhaps the wrong word, but certainly you are learning. And yes, if you don't enter competitions, you're still gaining insights. Like looking at a picture and not intuitively knowing that things are on the thirds. And I mean, I was watching someone on the news tonight, this morning, and the photo behind them, the horizon was on the her. And I shouted at the telly straight. I was appalling on the BBC, a wonky horizon. And you suddenly realise all these years of photography, it's ingrained in you.
Oh, brilliant, fantastic. But because you do other things, you obviously do outside events as well.
We do.
Yes, we have
for studio.
Yeah, we have we have a studio working group, which Sue helps run. And can you explain a little bit more about that, Sue?
We normally try to do a combination of a portraiture studio night set up with the cameras, with the lights, and with the backdrops. Yes. But because obviously there's a bit of a time scale for taking the photographs, we also then set up some tabletop events. Right. So you can take your camera and do some tripod work. And we'll show some pictures later. But we also like to get out and about a bit if we can. Yes, and at least once a year we hire the hut and go down on the prom and do some pictures. Wonderful. Outdoor pictures. Wonderful. The weather isn't always with us, but we soldier on, and if it's wet, vicar indoors. Yes, so we try and make a variety. But that's more of a social as well. People can sort of, rather than sitting and being talked to, they can mingle and bring their computers along as well as their cameras. Yes. And get one-to-one from the more advanced members, more experienced members. Yeah. And a lot is learned that way.
I think it is, because quite often you're working in isolation and taking pictures in isolation. So here's a chance when you're in a group situation. Yeah. And also you can use extended use of your, for maybe 2 or 3 hours you're using your camera, which is good. And so you can have a look and review the pictures and find out why they're not working. And also it's an opportunity to use proper studio flashes, because not many people have access to that. So it's an opportunity to do that. We also run the digital working group nights, which is when digital first came in, there was a lot of things to learn apparently and things. So we try there to encompass the whole range of photography through to the taking stage to the processing stage on the computer. So we try and run through that. We also look at the work of other photographers and have a look at stuff, because you can become rather insular. We need to see what other people are doing and other things. So yes, so that's the sort of practical night and a little bit of tuition as well.
Yes.
So we try and do that. And we look at basic how to use your camera and basic techniques and things. Because a lot of people, they buy quite a nice camera and they really don't know what to do with it.
No.
To be honest, they look at it and think, I don't know. So we try and help them with that.
Yeah.
It is the manipulation. We have very good people who give good tutorials, but you can see after perhaps 10 minutes, people are starting to glaze over.
Yes.
So small sound bites on particular subjects works well.
Yes.
And then don't forget the audio-visual bit.
Yes, we also have an audio-visual. We used to be slide tape, where you had all your slides and tape. And it got very sophisticated. In the end, you'd have multiple slide projectors all going with running off a reel-to-reel or something like that, or even a cassette recorder. And that was very, very big and bulky. Now you just bring along a little memory stick with your program on, which you produced at home using some of the software. You just line the pictures up and do the soundtrack. Sounds very easy, but that's the easy part.
Skill.
The skill is actually producing the program and understanding the dynamics of producing an audio visual. So we have instruction on that, and we have an annual competition for the best audio visual, and that's quite a very interesting evening with a massive range of different programs from the very very funny ones to quite serious stuff on there, don't we?
Yes.
And the standard of the work is excellent, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice thing. You can have humour, you can have the serious side, but yes, you can bring humour into things. There are photos we were saying earlier where you put up the print and there's instant laughter. People will see the humour in them.
Yes.
I mean, now with the montage and the collage effect that you can get, people are sneaking some clever things in.
Yeah. The thing is to keep it fresh. I mean, the fundamentals of photography really hasn't changed since the society was first formed.
No.
And if you look back, you're seeing the same old pictures. They're still landscapes, and they're still people pictures or portraits or still lifes. So we need to see something slightly different, give it a new slant if we can. And these are the pictures that judges are looking for, something that's a little bit different from the norm. Rather than just reproducing what's in front of you, I think it's, we're trying to get, the photographer's input into the picture is more important. So the judge can say, well, I think the photographer has contributed something of themselves into the picture, rather than just, taking the picture that's in front of you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the change.
It's going beyond the actual eye and as such. You want the feelings behind the eye. I think that's a good way of putting it.
And the bar, the standard is going up and up and up all the time. The standard of the prints that we're getting in and the projected images that we're getting in across the whole of the region. When we go in January, we go to Cambridge and all the clubs. There's about 30 clubs, I think, take part in this very prestigious competition. And you go there and you just go, wow. And we do quite well there. We've never won, but we do quite well there. But you just go, wow.
Haven't we? We come up.
Yep.
Which is
Getting better. Yes.
This is the thing, something to be very, very proud of.
Yeah, for a small society.
It is.
Yes.
And I think, Stu, you've got some pictures.
I have, yes.
A cross-section of some of the photographs done, and you explain them slightly, exactly a bit of information about them.
This is
all right.
One that you
Okay, this is the annual barge race on the River Orwell.
Right.
And here you're trying to get an interesting picture of the event. So you're looking for a decent viewpoint, something that leads your eye in to the barges which are on the horizon. And so it makes it a better picture. It's got 3 barges, luckily, which is helps rather than something one. Definitely. So there's the 3 in there. So you get a nice balanced picture with a bit of colour in there and everything. So
and the tonal quality.
Yeah,
the tones
nice
are lovely.
tones.
Our competitions we try and make interesting, but this was chocolate box. Now some people do groan, but what's wrong with a picture that is
Nothing
evocative
at all.
of chocolate and biscuit tins?
Nothing.
And
at all.
also, oops, gotcha.
Yeah.
That was a studio night shot. I have a friend who's got 3 daughters who were all doing ballet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again in monochrome, so focusing on the
That's beautiful.
something
This one.
something for the ladies, a little different. And now it's going to reflect. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Goodness me.
It's one of those. It's one of those pictures you either like or you don't, but it's done very well.
I think
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
Yes.
And we know the amount of work that the photographer put into that. A pattern picture. I mean, it's also a memory shot from Venice, but
Yeah.
you probably can't see very clearly on that one. But again, simplistic. Again, a picture that your eye is taken in. Not a lot going on, but just a few colours, a touch of red, and the number 3.
Yeah.
It's odd numbers. Winter landscape,
I think this one is lovely.
and that little touch of red.
Yes, it's quite nice to have a little bit of red in the picture, apparently, too.
Well,
This is sort of
it's warmth.
In
It
joke.
means warmth. It's obviously a winter picture, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's that bit red means warmth,
Yes.
and you know that's why I see it.
Yeah.
But which artist? Anne was saying earlier, was it Turner?
Oh, yeah.
Who is
it?
Lots of reds.
Now, this is one of our model shoots down on the prom. And although it was May, it was cold. But huddling them up, and we didn't need to use fans to get the hair.
No.
That Mother Nature did
It's
it
natural.
for us, yes. Blowing a hoolie, I think the expression is. But for the model, that was absolutely perfect, with the hair going. And
We do natural history.
natural
That
history.
is so beautiful.
Natural history pictures. So this is a
Sorry, I'm trying not to get
classic.
the light reflection on it.
natural history pictures are actually not that difficult to do.
No.
Because it's all around you. So if you want something to experiment with your camera, just
Yes.
go out, because you can. There's lots of flowers
Oh,
and
definitely.
insects and
Oh,
things. So it's a very good
Yes.
thing to practice on and try and
Yeah.
get.
And you don't need one of those lens that look about 4 foot long.
No,
No.
not at all.
Any camera will do it. In fact, some of the small compacts have a fantastic macro ability now.
Yes,
You
they
can get
definitely
really,
do.
you know, even your phone can go in.
Yes, I don't mind that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't realised that they could do
Oh, yeah.
quite good macros.
Yes.
Yes, they zoom in.
Yeah.
This was a studio night tabletop where we set up just with a few things. And again, sort of everybody helping one another. I'm trying to get it so we haven't got the reflection on it. There you go. So I've got memories of someone standing with the cake board, silver reflective cake board, and and then somebody had to put a pound coin because the ewer was on the hut.
Right.
Okay, this is a classic.
This is lovely.
Yes.
That's Oxford, isn't it? I'm trying
Yeah,
to
that's
get
the
it somewhere.
Radcliffe camera in
Radcliffe.
Oxford.
Ah, right. Yes.
So nice, clean,
Yes.
clear, crisp
Mm.
picture. Yeah.
Absolutely
with
beautiful.
a beautiful sky, so a bit of
Yeah.
luck.
I think that's my favourite, to be quite honest with you.
No, how well that will come up, because we're getting a lot of reflection.
I think, from
Oh,
there,
thank you.
that's
Can we-
lovely.
That better?
A little bit more to there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean you
The
take
simplicity.
It's
you,
simple
you take
as it is.
garlic cloves,
Yes.
and then you just position them and get fantastic high key picture, which is excellent.
Really good.
And then the more advanced members could produce sort of stunning portraits. This is like that.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
That's it.
So classic portraits.
Yeah.
Not that easy to do. You can take lots and lots of portraits and not quite get it right, but this is an excellent portrait.
It's absolutely lovely.
So,
Fantastic.
but over the year, we'll see
Small
something
selection.
like probably about 600 pictures over all competitions that we have.
Yeah.
So we see an awful lot of work.
Yes.
So it's a tribute to our members, the fact that
Definitely.
they're taking so much good and
Yeah.
interesting stuff.
And trying to choose titles that will sort of get their artistic taste buds going.
Yes.
I can remember one of the first ones I put in for was, the title was Hairy. Now, you know, there are a lot of shots of pets and babies with hair sticking on it. But one of the winners was a shot someone had taken of wing walkers.
Oh,
You know,
right,
at an air show.
Yes.
So he'd really thought outside the box, but you couldn't get anything scarier than wind walking.
No, you can't.
It was a good
No,
shot.
what a good thought.
Yeah, so we have to try and choose titles.
Yeah.
I wish we'd brought a few of the chair entries.
Oh yes.
We recently chair.
Very challenging. We had a competition called a chair.
A chair, right.
And that was quite interesting. People interpreting what a chair was. That was very good.
Oh, that's lovely. That's brilliant. So, if you want to come and join us, you're always looking for new members.
Yes.
Yes.
Or Road.
Yeah.
The Broadway.
The Broadway. Yes, we start again on the 9th of September. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're on just
About the second. We are.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We start again then, and we run virtually every week. We have a website where you can download the program.
Yeah.
Make it interesting.
We'll make sure that the website's actually on the screen.
Okay, fine. Yes,
so
that gives
not a problem.
that gives details of what we're doing and whatever. So
So it's lovely. Thank you so much for coming to talk. It's been absolutely fascinating. I've enjoyed it.
Come and see us. Yeah.
Probably will.
That would be lovely. Cherry pick a night and come and surprise us.
Probably will. But it's been lovely and amazing photographs and the cameras.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.